Okay, engineering notebook video. I'm just trying to conceal the name of the person. Name on the front, inside. All right, so this one that already kind of exists. I don't have a blank one in here right now, so I'm going to show you in here. I've already set up some of this. So when I say to update your engineering notebook, first thing you do is on the first inside front cover, table of contents, date, project, page number. All right, so today's date, the date you started it, whatever that might be. Logo project is the name of this first project. Pages, you just write the page you started on. Then when you're done, it's the page you ended on. So you don't literally write like each page of your notebook. You do ranges. Kind of like a table of contents, I suppose. You don't even need to do the final page, but so this is the page you started on. Obviously, it's going to go from one to the other. All right, so then you tape in your stuff, your design briefs. I'm going to go to where I kind of started doing it myself. All right. So here we are. You'll be on page 2 of your notebook. You put the page numbers in the outer upper corners, okay? The handouts I gave you, tape in here. If you didn't get those or you lost them, you can get those from me Monday, or you can print them. They're in the topic on the course page. You tape them in there or glue stick them in there, no staples. You date them. And once a page is complete, you sign the bottom. All right, so there's stuff's taped in, there's page numbers, there's dates of entries, and there's signatures. All right, so you got those in there. Next thing is a design brief. All right, so I'm gonna show you the design brief. The design brief is actually on the main bulletin board of the course. You can print one, or you can just write it in by hand, okay? So name and date, right? Harmon, date 9, today's date, since it's the date I'm filling it out, 18/20/20. The problem statement, right? The problem statement is basically the task I give you. You are to 3D model and print a logo, a brand, team, band, etc. So problem statement to model and print ... and fill the rest in there from the handout I gave you. Now again, you could just literally write this in by hand, as this student did this time here, okay? The student did write it in by hand, and that's okay. All right, design statement. This is what you set out to do. Now I'm using this example because that was somebody in class who picked that logo. And I printed it out. You're gonna wanna print your logo out either here at school or at home. And you can print everything out here at school and then take it home and update your notebook the next day. So today, let's just watch this video, and if you have these materials, start printing. If you have a printer, you can print this out, or you can just write it in by hand. This you can print out next time you're in school, and we can tape it in. All right, design statement. I am going to make a Lamborghini. And I'm writing sloppy right now because I'm just trying to go fast. I'm sloppy writing all the time, but I'm going to make a Lamborghini logo, period. Constraints. The constraints I give you on this previous page, right? These are your design requirements. It's basically your constraints. Total build plate area must not exceed that. Extruded thickness may not exceed that. Image must be traced using different tools. Model must consist of one piece. Model should have 3 different extrusion levels to add depth to the model, all right? You might just say, well, they're there, so why do I have to copy them? Well, I want you to copy them so I know that you read the constraints. I can't tell you the number of times kids have lost points at the end of a project because they didn't read these, and they were too big and I didn't notice it while they were doing it, or they missed an initial step and it was too large. All right, and that reminds me, I forgot something today in class on the sketches, so I'll have to help the kids with that next time. But anyway, over here is the rubric, okay? This is going to tell you what has to go in your engineering notebook. The design brief, which is that thing there, you can either print and tape this in or write it by hand. Problem statement, design statement, constraints. Printouts of inspiration, that's, if you look online for design ideas, you print it out. If you, any project we do, if you are basing it off of something or getting ideas from something already exists, go online, find it, print it, put it in here. You really got to make sure you do that, all right? Daily note, basic design sketch. I'll show you that in a second. Daily notes, I'll show you that in a second. And these other things we'll get to later on. All right, so this one's got to get taped in. All right, so now I'm going to tape it in. You know, we can put, you know, maybe I should have written first underneath the tape, but design ideas. You know, this is kind of your source work. Page number, date, 9/18/20. All right. This one, got to sign the bottom of the page. We finished that page. It's done. This one, all right. I'm probably going to go to a fresh page. I'm going to cross this empty space out and sign it. The reason we cross empty space out is so that people can't go back later on and add stuff and pretend that they did something when they didn't actually do it. All right, so now we're going to look at a basic design sketch. So we're on to page 6 now. And I'm going to write design sketch. All right, and the design sketch. All right, so that Lamborghini logo, I'm going to try to imagine this in 3 dimensions, you know. And in the design sketch, you really want to do this before you start modeling, which we kind of broke that rule in class because I wanted to teach you how to do the tools. So the Lamborghini logo, I don't have to make a super detailed drawing, you know. You know, that's the text. This is the bowl, going to be in here. I guess it's going to have a border too. So you really want to kind of just quick plan out what you're doing. It doesn't have to be great, right? You do want to start thinking of like how big these things are going to be. I don't want that to be any more than 3 inches that way. So it's good to do that to kind of keep track of it. Now, the other thing you want to do is kind of think about the side view. Like I'm going to have basically 3 main components, right? I've got the outside, well, really 4. I've got the bowl. I've got the text. And I've got the background. All right, so I guess it's really 4 components. All right, and what I'm going to do is each one of these is going to be a different thickness, right? I need to have 3 depth layers. So I'll show you how you achieve that. So now I'm going to try, this is a top view. Maybe I should label that. Side view. And these sketches are quick, right? They're not, this isn't high art, right? This is quick, just to kind of plan out what's going on. So I know from the side view, it's probably going to look like this, right? And this is going to be 0.5 inches. Those 2 little lines are the symbol for inches. The outer rim, right? It's going to go down, and then I'm going to have the base plate, right? And we're going to figure this all out later on. So this maybe I'm going to make 0.1 inches. That's a pretty common thickness. It's a good thickness to print. This thickness is going to be whatever it is in my drawing, right? Because this is the side view. This thickness here is basically this thickness here. When I do the line or the bull, the text, so right now I've got 0.5 inches thick and 0.1 inches thick. That takes care of 2 of my depth levels, right? I have 2 things that are different heights from the top or heights off the bottom, depending on how you think of it. Perhaps the lion, or I keep saying lion, perhaps the bull and the text, I won't make as high as the outer rim, so it's kind of set in there. The shadow will make it look cool. Maybe this, I only make 0. Well, I should probably reference it all the way down to the bottom, I suppose. Maybe I only make that 0.4 inches or 0.4 inches so that I have a little space up here of 0.1. And guys, these can be dirty. You can cross stuff out. They don't need to be super clean. This is your own planning, brainstorming, thinking about how you're going to make things different heights, right? Somebody's working on a Nike logo, right? So they're going to have to think about that. It's got like a Nike logo. Then it says some words above it. Well, you're probably going to make from the side view, you probably will make the Nike logo maybe one height, and maybe the words will only go up so high, and then maybe you put it on a base plate that will be only so high. So there's your 3 depth levels: the base plate, the swoosh, And then the words you maybe make higher or lower or whatever, all right? Now, this has nothing to do with my design, right? So what I do is I'm just gonna cross it out. If there's something that you're not gonna use, you just cross it out, all right? And I'm not done with this page yet, so I'm not gonna sign it. I am gonna put a date over here, 9/18/20, all right? When I come back, I'm gonna draw a line under this for now. I'm gonna leave this open because this is what I'm gonna be doing next. I'll put the page number over here. I'm not gonna sign it yet, I'm not done. When I come back and do something else, if like your daily notes, right? Like, so today, you know, let's say tomorrow in class 9/19/20. I wonder if we should add like remote and in class. I don't know. Or whatever. In class. I don't know. So in class, you should write what you did on the computer, right? So like on the remote day, you should probably write, yeah, don't do that. That's not good. That's on the remote day, you should probably say, in class, I inserted image and started sketching or tracing, depending on what you want to say. All right, so that's your daily design notes, right? And then you probably put those in here. Like, this is a record of you doing something, all this stuff. Your daily design note is going to be what you did on the computer. Record it, you know? So tomorrow, first, when you're on remote, first thing you do to update your notebook is write what you did the day before in class. Okay? It only needs to be a sentence or two, the big picture. Hopefully this gets you started. That's what the engineering notebooks look like. It's fun. Some kids get really detailed. I should show you some pictures of some really awesome ones from over the years. Some kids really like being very neat. I tend to do things quickly in my notebook. I date them though, and I try to be clear with my title so I know what to find. I know how to find it later on. I often look back to see, for instance, what print settings, 3D print settings I used on particular printers. So I often do that. So that's one of the big uses of this, okay? All right. Have a good afternoon, everybody. See you later.